Hi, I'm Irene Angiletta, and this is Taylor, and this is Maya. They're my granddaughters. We were asked by Merrill Adams to demonstrate Pysanky, a Polish Easter egg decorating technique. It's a technique that the girls have been involved with since they were very little, and they do very well with it. And they said that they would be willing to share what they know. Before we go into what they know, I'd like to say a little about how I got involved about 40 years ago when I moved into the Lake Pysanky area. A friend of mine, Carol, moved in shortly after I did. We were interested in making different kinds of Polish foods like pierogies, and we also make a rice bread, which is called pieroga, and we make lamb cakes. We take and bake a lamb cake and decorate it for Easter. So the girls have had that kind of experience. I'd like to tell you a little about the history of Pysanky, the story of it that made my friend and myself laugh, because we thought that after we colored a lot of Easter eggs, we were going to save the world, make things better, because there's a legend that goes with the Pysanky making. It's an ancient way of celebrating the coming of spring, the coloring of eggs and the use of eggs. And the story that I prepared and read when Maya was maybe in 4th grade to her class is this story. This is the legend of Pysanky that I read to Maya's class when she was maybe in 3rd or 4th grade. There's a story people believe about the wonderful art of decorating Easter eggs. If for some reason people stopped following the tradition of coloring the eggs, there would be very sad times. The story explains that there is an ancient, vicious monster chained to an enormous rock, and there is a young man who must travel the earth keeping an eye on how many eggs are being made. The more eggs that are made, the more good that will be in the world. But if people get lazy and only make a few eggs, there will be great sadness. If the young man discovers that people have stopped creating the colored eggs for Easter, then he will set the monster free to cause great damage. This was the story part where making sure that there were enough eggs so there would be goodness in the world delighted my girlfriend Carol and myself, and so we would always try to do a lot of eggs and have our kids make the eggs. Taylor's mom, Amy, made eggs, and Kim and Maya's mom, Kim, made a lot of eggs. In fact, when she was here last night working on an egg, she said that some of the eggs that I had put out for display, she remembered making at least 10 years ago. And Maya remembered making one of the eggs also yesterday. Eggs will last for a long period of time. Designs on these eggs have many symbols. That means that the designs stand for something. For example, a church design symbolizes the house of worship where people show their love of God. Here's a list of designs and what they can stand for. And it's easy to make an access to this sort of information. You can check on your computer, or you can check in a number of books that are available. You can probably get them in the library. A tree, for example, if that's found or put on an egg for decoration, it means health. A chicken means that there will be a fulfillment of a wish. A flower stands for love and charity. A diamond stands for knowledge. A deer stands for wealth. The sun stands for good fortune. Pine needles stand for eternal life. Wheat stands for good harvest. A star is a symbol of Jesus. Colors also play an important part in Pysanky, but are not as important as the symbols. Here are a few of the colors. Yellow stands for spirituality. White stands for purity. Blue stands for good health. Orange stands for endurance. Red stands for love and happiness. Pink stands for success. Brown stands for happiness. Black stands for remembering. Green stands for money. And purple stands for trust. This information can be found in many available books. Also, it can be found if you go to Amato's in Middletown, Connecticut. You can get a whole booklet of information. They have this available. Pysanky are not made to be eaten. They are given as gifts. They take a long time to be created, and they're exchanged generally with friends as a decoration to be kept for a long time. And Maya's already showed you the ones that we've had. We've had some for a number of years in our house. Now Taylor will show you what the tools look like that are used in order to color the eggs. She'll show you them on paper, and she'll show you the tools that we have.
These are the tools that you're going to need: a pencil, a stylus, beeswax, a spoon, and then dye, and also a candle. This is a stylus. This is a, pencil. This is a candle that you're going to need, some beeswax, and then the dye.
Now the girls are going to demonstrate the steps for you. The first thing that they're going to do is they're going to take an egg. Now remember, the eggs are not boiled. These eggs are just warmed up. You take your eggs and you let them stay for a few hours so that they reach room temperature. They're not boiled.
Okay, so first you're gonna want to pick a design and get your pencil ready. So I picked this design and I pre-sketched it so you can see. And then once you do this, you're gonna wanna get your stylus and your wax and your candle ready. We didn't light it. Okay. And you're gonna wanna light the candle. Okay, once you light your candle, you're gonna hold this over for a couple of seconds to get it heated. So you make it nice and easy for you to scoop out your wax. Then you hold it back over until you see that it starts to melt at the top. Now, once you have it all melted and ready, you're gonna tap it a little so you don't get a giant glob of it. And then you're gonna go over your design, whatever you wanna keep white. You're gonna go over it and with the wax. And once you're done going over it, you're gonna put it in your first dye, and you wanna start with light colors so they don't end up, otherwise if you do dark color first, you're not gonna really see the next color. So we're gonna put it here and let it sit for like 2-3 minutes. And once you take it out, it should look like this. And don't worry if your design looks like brown or blackish. It will, once you take the wax off, it will be a nice, bright, vibrant color. Okay, now your second time, you can still see the pencil. You're gonna want to go back over the other designs that you want to keep this color. In that case, it's pink, so. So I want to keep little stars, pink. And once I finish that, I'm gonna put it in my blue color and let that sit. And it should come out like this. And what I waxed over is pink now. And then lastly, you're gonna wanna finish up your last designs with your wax so they stay blue. And once you finish, I'm gonna end it with a nice dark red. And put it in here, leave it in there for 2 to 3 minutes. And once it comes out, it should look like this. And to get all the extra wax off, you're gonna want to get some toilet paper and just scrunch it up. And hold your egg close to the candle, but not right on top of the fire, otherwise you'll end up burning it. As you can see right there. And you just hold it until you see it to start to melt, and then you just wipe it off and repeat till all of it's gone.
Taylor is working on an egg right now, concentrating very hard on it and making it look lovely. We thank you for watching our video, and we hope you too will feel the need to make lovely eggs. And so there will be less evil in the world too. On a practical note, if doing this project with young people, a pot of water could save the day if the flames get out of control. Thank you.